Unit 2 Review, Question 29. Find the following sums. Below there's a summary of how we add integers, but here we're just going to follow that process, and you could refer to this if you'd like. So we have 5 plus 8, which we know is 13. Okay. We can think of it, we're going to note that both of these signs are positive, 5 and 8, and when you add two positives, you add the absolute values, 5 and 8, and you keep the sign. Okay, so that's a very complicated way of thinking of why 5 plus 8 is 13. But let's extend it to the next one. Well, negative 5 plus negative 8, they're both negative, so the numbers have the same sign. The absolute values are positive 5 and positive 8. So we're going to combine those. 5 plus 8 is 13. And since the original numbers were both negative, the result is negative. Here we have negative 5 plus 8, so we have a negative and a positive. When we have a negative and a positive, their absolute values are positive 5 and positive 8. We find the difference in the absolute values, which is 3. Now, whichever has the largest absolute value, which would be 8, the answer has the sign of that number, so this is a positive 3. And finally, we have 5 plus negative 8. Well, 5 is positive and 8 is negative. Their absolute values, again, are 5 and 8. Since the signs are different, we subtract, which we've already done. 8 minus 5 is 3. Now, to determine the sign of the answer, we look at the number with the larger absolute value. Well, that's 8. Its sign is originally negative, so our result is negative. Let's look at the next slide. 30. Find the following differences. So here's a summary of what we're going to do. Basically, we're going to turn these subtraction problems into addition problems and then use the same results we used before. So to change a subtraction into addition, you keep the first number, you change subtraction to addition, and you take the opposite of the second number. So notice 8 here is positive. That's a minus sign. So this is equivalent to 5 plus negative 8. Okay. Now, since the signs are different, so we have a positive and a negative, their absolute values are 5 and 8. Since the signs are different, you take the difference. Well, the difference is 3. And the sign of the larger absolute value is negative, so our result is going to be negative 3. Let's look at the next one. Keep the first number the same, change subtraction to addition, take the opposite of the second number. So negative 8, its opposite is positive 8. So notice again we have a negative number and a positive number. Their absolute values are 5 and 8. So since the signs are different, you take the difference, which is 3. And to determine the sign of the answer, 8 has a larger absolute value and it's positive, so our result is positive, or just 3. Next one, keep the first number, change subtraction to addition. This was a positive 8, so we're going to change it to a negative 8. Okay. So notice both of the numbers are negative. Their absolute values are 5 and 8. When the signs are the same, we add the numbers. 5 plus 8 is 13. And we keep the sign of the original numbers. Well, they were both negative, so this result is negative. Now, 5 minus negative 8, keep the 5 the same, change subtraction to addition, take the opposite of negative 8, which is positive 8, and notice this is just equivalent to 5 plus 8. Okay, we're going to use the process anyway, just to verify it. 5 and 8 are both positive. Since their signs are the same, you add them. You keep the sign of the original numbers. They were both positive, so the result is positive 13, or just 13. Let's look at the next slide. Find the following products. Okay. To multiply or divide two signed numbers, multiply or divide the absolute values. If both signs are the same, the sign of the result is positive. If both signs are different, the sign of the result is negative. Okay, so all of these, the absolute values are multiplying 5 and 8, so they're all going to be 40 or negative 40. We just have to determine the signs. 5 times 8 is 40. Positive times positive, both signs are the same, the result is positive. Negative 5 times negative 8, well, multiplying the absolute values gives us 40. Since both signs are the same, the result is positive, so this is 40 as well. Negative 5 times 8, multiply the absolute values. 5 times 8 is 40. If the signs are different, the sign of the result is negative, so we had a negative times a positive, so this result is negative. And now we have 5 times negative 8. Notice this is times negative 8, not subtracting 8 because of the parentheses. Multiply the absolute values. 5 times 8 is 40. The signs are different, a positive and a negative, so the result is negative. Let's look at the next slide. Okay. So now we have division problems. We have them written in fraction form and using a division symbol. Same idea, divide the absolute values, then use the signs of the original numbers to determine whether the result is positive or negative. So these are both positive. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Both of the signs are the same, so the result is positive. Okay. Here we have a negative divided by a positive, so two different signs. Divide the absolute values. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Since the signs are different, the result is negative. 36 divided by negative 4. Well, we have a positive and a negative. Divide the absolute values. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Since the signs are different, the result is negative. And here we have a negative divided by a negative. Divide their absolute values. 36 divided by 4 is 9. Since these signs are the same, the result is positive. So our answer is positive 9.